Hi, everybody. I still have to make some adjustments. I'm having some lighting issues, so give me 1 second. This is exactly why we're doing these test runs, because of the fact that we're having all sorts of interesting technical issues. I was supposed to be doing this live on my phone so that I could try out using the camera on it and testing out the mobility and function while doing the streaming from that. That way, if we want to do shots, the purpose of all this is we plan on destroying a Chevy Spark live in about a month or so is the current plan. I had already tested doing lives on my laptop, but the problem with the laptop is lack mobility. With having a lack of mobility, I can't get like cool shots of the car and run around. Otherwise, I'm carrying a 17-inch laptop all over the place trying to do it. So this live stream was supposed to be on my cell phone, which I'm not on because when I set this live stream up, it turns out that I set it up on the laptop and I didn't set it up on the phone. So the phone doesn't recognize that there was supposed to be a live stream that I'm supposed to be on that device. It would only allow me to come onto the live stream on this device, which is why I went live almost at the exact time that I'm supposed to be on, because I was running around like a crazy person trying to get everything sorted out. And that's also why I had to shut the light down, because I had lots of bright lights in my garage so I could see what was going on and try and sort all this out. The purpose of the live streams that we're doing last month and this month all have to do with the car. The garage does not need to be cleaned up, Zach. There's about 18 projects on the floor back here. So you want to clean it up? Come clean it up. The car is sitting outside and it's in a bad state at the moment. The plan is to make a video where we put off-road tires on it with some plates and some pipes, and we're just going to extend the wheels out about 2 feet so that we can put these like 33-inch tires that we have on it. But currently right now, because of all the stuff that I've done to it, like taking out airbags and messing with door switches and stuff, the battery's dead and it's not holding a charge. And even with a charge, the car is faulting and not allowing me to do stuff. So I have to build the wheel extension still. And I have to get the car started so we can make that video. So that video has actually kind of been delayed. That, and on top of that, Bill wanted to do the welding on the extensions. So the extensions are actually still sitting on the bench next to me, and I've been working on other videos. I mentioned in the last live stream that I was tearing apart the 53. I'm going to try and move the camera. As you can see, there's no 53 in here. I've actually torn it all down, and it's now sitting on a trailer out back. And there are still some parts here that I've got to finish breaking down and set them up to go out separately, but the car is going to go out for powder coating. And then once it's all powder coated up, we'll bring it back, and that'll be the finish of the video. So the video is going to be tearing apart the 53. It'll go out for powder coating, and then it'll come back all powder coated, and then I'll reassemble everything, and that'll be the final way that it's going to go together. Hopefully the end of that video will be with the body going onto it too, but there's some work that has to happen to the main body because I have to spray paint the bottom with some like undercoating paint so that when the whole truck gets painted, I don't have to worry about the bottom side of it being painted. Yes, the garage is clean. The next things that are happening is we've got all sorts of smaller videos going on. I've been doing lots of shorts. The shorts have been a big part of what we've been putting out lately just because they're quick and easy. I've got a whole list of shorts and a whole list of videos that need to be done. Part of the problem with what's happening is as I'm getting a little older, my health is not liking the fact that I am used to 20 something years of working 2 and 3 jobs. And now I have a full-time job, a ranch, a family, and a YouTube channel. My insides are starting to say, hey, stop doing that. Yeah, spray paint the bottom. That's actually what I'm going to do, but with a special undercoating paint that's like rubberized, and that helps keep some of the sound down inside the cab, especially with that cab, because the 53 cab has an opening on the passenger side where a battery box sits, and that's actually where the battery for the car is, and it goes down through the floorboard of the passenger seat. And that I want to keep that feature. I think it's actually kind of a neat feature, but it also allows for a lot of road noise. So I'm going to be using a paint that I actually have it here, but it's in a box, so you can't really even see it. It's this paint. It's a special paint for painting the underside of cars, undercoating paint. I also have, because some of the frame pieces are not going to be able to go in for powder coating. Like the rear end, you can't put the rear end in a powder coater, because you can powder coat it, but then once you go to bake it, you basically cook all the oil that's inside of it and burn up all the seals. So because of that, the rear end's still sitting over here, and that's going to get a special kind of paint that's made for, I don't want to say undercoating, but under car parts. That's just a satin black that I'm going to be using on that one. The video that I actually did today, and I'm not sure when it's going to go up. It depends on availability and when I can put videos out. I did a video on Idle Stopper. It's a company that makes a little module that goes into Hondas that makes it so that you don't have to get in the car and push the button to have it stop doing the stop start when you get to a red light when the car is warmed up. So I probably worked on that for about a half hour today, maybe an hour at the most. It takes a lot more time to do a job when you're recording a video. So that one ended up taking a little longer than it would have if I had just put it in. I think it probably, to do a job with the idle stopper thing, would take me like maybe 15, 20 minutes. But I had to make a video while I was doing it, so that triggers everything on. So that is done, but I still got to format it and edit it. And there's a lot of work that still goes into doing it. Why does it have to be black? It doesn't have to be black, but generally the underside of cars is black because of the fact that you get a lot of road grime that comes up from underneath it. So you usually do like flat black, satin black on the frames and the under parts of cars, so that the road grime and grease that comes up and gets on the car doesn't show up. And then the undercoating paint, it is also a black, the rubberized stuff. And that was same kind of thing. They, like, if you look in the wheel wells of cars, they're usually always like a black plastic. And the older cars, they're like sprayed with like a rubberized coating. It's kind of be something like that because it has to go fast. I thought flames made it go fast. Flames make everything go fast. If we put flames on any car that we have, it's a guaranteed 10 to 15 miles per hour faster than if we just had whatever was on it. So if it was a 350 horsepower car, it's automatically 360, 365. If you put any other special features on it, like ghosting flames, you may be able to get it from 365 to like 375. It just depends on which style of flames you use on the car. But generally, you don't put flames under the car unless they're coming out of the exhaust. And those will actually get you some horsepower if they're done correctly. So idle stopper, that's what I've been working on today. I've been working on shorts. I had a suggestion from one of you guys who's actually on here, and he's gonna give me crap about it when I mention it. But we had some popularity with those videos on the putting food items all over the hood of the Spark. So because of that, I've had a lot of people suggest that I do more of those. And one person in particular, Zach, who's on here at the moment, he suggested that we do number 1 and number 2 on the hood. And I had to figure out a way to do that to where it would be YouTube friendly. And I ended up working it out. This is one of the things that was on there. This is diesel exhaust fluid, so DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, and its primary ingredient is urea. Urea is one of the main ingredients in number one, and then I put a little yellow food coloring in it because this stuff's clear. That is going to be one of the videos that we're doing where we're putting number one and number two. Actually, it's going to be 3 videos like the last series was. That's all Zach's idea, though. I was very leery of putting animal business on the hood, but I think it'll work. The first one was pretty good. Second one's not bad. I don't think there's going to be any damage after the third one, but we'll see. It's still sitting on the hood at the moment. You make urea when you wake up. That's, I mean, most people do, but I don't know if that's helpful to the car, though. I'm not going to make it myself, and I'm not going to make it for the video, because if I do, that opens up a whole nother can of worms with YouTube, and then they're not going to allow me to monetize the videos if they don't fall under their strict criteria of what they want and how they want it. As I'd mentioned in the video description, there is a giveaway of stuff that we're going to be doing from one of our sponsors. And I actually didn't grab their bottle, so I'm going to bring that over really quickly. Oh. Yay, no dead space in front of the camera. I actually don't like when people do that in their live streams, and I forgot to grab this bottle because I was rushing to get everything else work because everything was messed up. So one of our channel sponsors is called Super Clean, and they are going to be giving away stuff to one of our viewers during this live stream. So I am not going to be doing that until our number for how many people are in the room is higher. So everyone is eligible except for the last person who just talked, because that person also lives at my house. But anyone else who is on the live stream who wants to play along is eligible to win it, just as long as you're not in my own household. But there are some certain criteria that have to be fulfilled for that live stream giveaway to happen. You can't be outside of the United States, so you have to be inside of the lower 48 was their specific requirement, and the address has to be to a house, not like a PO box. Then my criteria is you've got to be a subscribed member of the channel. I mean, ideally, I'd love there to be like hundreds of people on here, super excited to win some Super Clean products. Super Clean is giving away a hat, I believe a regular bottle and a spray bottle. I don't think they're giving away this one, which is the wheel cleaner. This is just the fastest one for me to go grab off the shelf. Super Clean actually been really good to us. We like having them as a sponsor, even though they're like a really, really light sponsor, meaning they don't like give us anything monetarily, but they always want us to have their products. They're always happy to have us getting their products, and they'll always send us stuff. So I get emails from the regular going, do you guys need any more of any of the stuff that we sent? And actually one of the bottles that I had, which was the regular spray bottle like this kind of spray bottle, Super Clean, it something got set on it and it ended up pinching the bottom corner of the bottle, and then it leaked all over the garage. So I just tossed it out, and I went, oh, well, I guess we lose that bottle. But when I got the email from them, they said, do you need anything else? And I said, well, this one bottle got messed up, but I mean, I don't have to have it. And they went, no, we'll send it to you. So that's actually in the mail as we speak. So I got to pick that one up soon from them. But like I said, they're great. They've sent us freebie stuff, and they like to send us freebie stuff kind of regularly. Most of our sponsors that we have, they don't want to send us stuff unless we're making a video for them or doing something for them. These guys in particular, they don't even ask for us to comment any other stuff or make anything specific for them, which is kind of great for like a freebie kind of sponsorship in the manner that they are. Can I send it to any? Yeah, yes, I can. Anywhere in the United States, I can send it because it's not actually coming directly from me. I have to take your information in an email, and then I have to send it to the vendor themselves, and then the vendor will actually send it directly to you from them, not from my address. So yes, it can go to any of the United States inside of the continental U.S., none of the extended states like Alaska or Hawaii, and can't go up to Canada. We have a lot of followers on this channel from Canada. It'd be great if they were able to receive it too, but they're a very small company. I don't know if you know much about Super Clean. They used to be owned by Castrol years ago. When they were a new company, I was actually working in an auto parts store, and Castrol had sent out boxes of these little tester sprays, and they gave them to all the people that worked in the auto parts store. And we could have bunches of them because it was just a tester. And then they sold full on bottles like this to the public, but they wanted us to have them so that we could test them. Well, and as years have gone by, Castrol has sold off the Super Clean brand, and it's now owned by, I was told, a family company, but I don't know how big of a family company it is. So, I mean, they could be a big corporation just owned by a family. I'm not really sure. But the company that I deal with, the people that I deal with from Super Clean are very nice, and they're very helpful, and they do what they can. And so it's great that they're sending us, or sending you guys, one of you guys, a package, because we're having a live. So that's cool that they could do that. I need a drink. Give me a second. This is just iced tea. I'm a big iced tea drinker, or teetotaler. So you definitely won't catch me drinking much anything else on here. Maybe that or coffee. So the giveaway, I'd love to be doing it soon. We're up to about 6 people on here at the moment. I don't really know if that's enough, but that's 2 more than we had at our best last time. I know one of these people though is my wife. She's actually talked in the chat a few times. I also know Zach is on there, and Zach's wife. Did I say wife, Carla, or is that not acceptable? And then I'm guessing Granddad is probably a child of Zach. I'll see if they cop to that one. But so most of the people, you don't want to be associated with that guy. I probably wouldn't want to be associated with that guy either. You guys do have some pretty cool kids together though, so I think that would be a good way to associate you guys together. But otherwise, I wouldn't want to be associated with Zach either. He's a long-haired, bearded mess. I'm a dork to upload stuff like stuff I find old VHS tapes. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not sure if that means you're one of Zach's kids or not, but I suspect you may be. I know his kids do a lot of online stuff too, but I'm not exactly sure what at the moment. So I'd really love it if we had a few more people on here other than our 6. So I guess I'll keep talking about some of the projects that we have coming up. The 53 is actually going to be one of the longest videos. It's going to take some of the longest time because of the fact that I have to send it out and then bring it back in and then build the car and then roll the whole car out. But I needed to get it broke down before winter came so that it didn't completely rust out. So it is broken down and it will get sent out soon. Then now that the garage is clear, and it's actually not quite clear, I've got the rear end sitting over there. That's got to get broke down and moved out of the way. Once that's all done, the 1970 F-250, that will come in probably next. We already have a plan for wheels on it, which has been one of the big things because the 1970 F-250 had 16.5 rims, 16.5-inch rims, which were very popular in the late 70s and currently are not available. They stopped making the wheels for those in about the year 2000. Because of that, no matter what rims you have, no matter what tires you have, you're not going to get good replacement tires for those because they only really make trailer tires for that size anymore, and you have to find them. They're about $200 or $300 per tire. So we've actually got a set of 17-inch wheels those are the tires that we're going to be using for the for the Spark. Those are the ones that we're going to put on the Spark as off-road tires as soon as I get these extensions built. Which I'd mentioned it in the last live stream, but I had plates for it. They're actually still sitting right next to me. The plates are still sitting right here. Those plates are for the extensions. There's a whole bunch of metal sitting next to me. I have like parts and pieces to like 8 different jobs. We had to replace the ECM on the Jeep Commander. That's this guy sitting right here. This is the old one. It still has an electrical problem even after we did that. So I don't know if the ECM was all the problem, but we shorted the battery on that one and shorted the ECM out. I believe a critter got up underneath the car, but I can't find the spot where the critter got. That would actually solve a lot of our problems, but it's not the case at the moment. So because of the fact that car is eating up so many resources, we're probably going to end up dumping that car at a massive loss because of the fact that nothing works on it properly because of the electrical issues. I don't mean nothing works, like all the interior electronics and stuff work and it drives, but the idle goes up and down, and then it starts popping all sorts of codes for like the transmission when the car is not driving, and for misfiring, which is a sign that there's a set of wires broken somewhere underneath the car, but I can't find them. The F-250 is going to come in once we have the tires back from the Spark put on to the 70. That'll get rolled into the garage, and then the engine will get pulled out of that. It will get rebuilt. And actually, I've got cylinder heads sitting somewhere next to me. Those are the original ones for that. We're also debating whether or not that engine is going to be worth doing. It's a Ford 390, which there's nothing wrong with the Ford 390, but it needs to be rebuilt from the bottom up because it sat with the heads off of it for a long time. I don't have a problem with doing that, but it may actually be more advantageous for us to change out the engine completely with a rebuilt one. It's a decision that we made once we get to that point. I also have a few other small videos, like I want to do the idle stopper on the Passport that we have, but that car is the car that my wife drives, and it's up to her whether or not we put that on there, because I know sometimes she likes the engine shutting off at red lights. I don't like that feature at all. So when it comes down to it, I've got probably 10 videos that have got to be made, and I've got, I don't know, a half a dozen shorts that got to be made. But as I mentioned, my health is not the greatest at the moment, and my wife gets very angry when I overdo it, and I've been overdoing it a lot, which is why we originally took a break so that I wasn't overdoing it. And then we started making videos again, and then my stomach starting having all sorts of problems and stuff. So my wife told me I needed to chill out, and I've been chilling out and trying to not do as many videos so that I don't get yelled at, because I like my wife. I like my wife a lot, and I'd much rather her be happy than me to make a crap load of extra videos and work a full-time job and take care of a ranch and which is always the case. Okay, so our people viewing this keep going from 5 to 6 to 5 to 6. I'd love to do the giveaway, but we're not really there. I don't really have that many people in there. So let's do questions. Anybody have questions? I'm good with whatever you throw at me. Zach's usually good for a bunch of questions. Carla throws some funny ones up there sometimes. My signal isn't very good. I'm curious if it's your signal or my signal. One of the improvements that we've done since we did the last one was I didn't realize we were having signal dropout. So I actually put a Wi-Fi extender that pushes the Wi-Fi into the garage, because this space right here is probably 150 feet from the wireless connection point inside of the house. So I had a way of hopping the internet further this way out to the garage. So currently it is now stronger out here. So if you're having signal issues, I may end up having to double check and see what's going on after this goes up, so that I can watch and see what's exactly going on. All right. Anybody with questions? I'll even take them from my wife, who I haven't said who her name is. How do you know if your car is starting to have transmission problems? I hope your car isn't starting to have transmission problems. How long is your beard? So transmission problems, it depends on the type of transmission. If it's a manual transmission, it's really easy to spot because it will slip. So your engagement will jump as you're starting to accelerate until the clutch plate causes it to lock back up. And then that's with the manual though. Automatic, you will have all sorts of things because there are two different types of automatics now. Generally what happens is the rev or the RPMs will go up too high and then it will bang into gear. That's generally a pretty good signal indicator that your transmission is starting to go bad. Your torque converter inside of your transmission is filled with fluid. If it gets low on fluid, it can have a symptom similar to what I just described. You can also have valving issues inside of your standard automatic transmission that would cause that. And then with the new ones, they have like giant cables inside of them, and the giant cable, you have to think of it like an old school drill press. Like I have a drill press sitting right next to me. This drill press is actually the exact same style as what I'm talking about. The old school drill presses have like a pulley and then a smaller pulley and a smaller pulley. And then on the other end, it has the same thing, big pulley, small pulley, small pulley. So what happens is you change you change which pulley the belt is on, or the belt is riding on, and it changes the speed. That's exactly how these modern CVT transmissions work. So if your belt, which is actually a big cable inside of it, starts to wear out, or if the mechanism that helps derail the cable to the next gear is having problems, you could have transmission problems from that, and it would have a very similar function as what I was describing with you'd drive down the road and it would rev, and then it would bang into gear, and then it'd go to the next one, it'd rev, and then bang into gear. The person who asked this question definitely should not be having transmission problems. That car's that she drives is a 2023. How long is your beard? I don't know. It's maybe 5-6 inches. I don't know. Do you still carry road flares? Do people still carry? People do still carry road flares in their cars for emergencies. It's not as common as it was when I was a teenager or kid. People don't really carry them because everybody nowadays has one of these, and they can get services out to their vehicles faster than using road flares. The road flares are set up to be an emergency setup so that you can put lights on the side of the road so that you're directing cars away from your car that's sitting off the side of the freeway. So generally people don't have them very often anymore, but some people still carry them. I personally do not carry road flares. I never carried them. Like a Comet drive on an old snowmobile. Well, I don't like a Comet. I don't know what that one means, Zach. How do you ignite it with a lighter? Oh no. So road flares nowadays have they have like a plastic cap on one end, and then you have the flare, and the one end is a scratch end, and you scratch against it, and then it ignites the chemical inside of it that burns very slowly and very brightly in red. CVTs drive like Comet drives on old snowmobile. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a Comet drive is. And I'm in California, so I don't have snowmobiles, and I'm not far enough in the north or where there's snow to have those here. So Zach, you are very knowledgeable of certain things, and some of those things I'm not knowledgeable about. I'm sure you could talk about those little cars that you like, that you have one at your apartment and it's like a ice cream truck or something, you're going to tell me exactly what it is, I'm sure. Please, I absolutely do. Any person, especially any internet personality that says that they know anything, absolutely knows nothing. I am not a person in any way, shape, or form that would ever tell you that I know anything. I will tell you that I am the type of person that knows lots of a little bit about a lot of things. So I used to tell my mother I was a jack of all trades, and she said, "That's a derogatory term. I don't like that you say that." And apparently, in her mind, the term jack of all trades means that you know not enough to actually function in any of those trades. You just know a little bit about them. In my mind, a jack of all trades means that you have a considerable amount of knowledge about a bunch of different things. That's what I would consider. I know lots of things about lots of things, but I don't know everything about anything. Um, Crosley's, yes, that's what that car is called. You have Crosley's. I still to this day I've never even seen a Crosley, and you have 4 of them. That's what they call Zach. No, oh, that's I never have called Zach a know-it-all, but he knows a lot too. He just knows a lot about different things. That's why him and I can have conversations in real life and talk for a long. Well, he'll talk to anybody for a long period of time, but him and I end up continuing to talk because of the fact that we both know lots of stuff about lots of different things. Do you think Elmer Fudd pretends not to be nice? I'm sorry. No, not pretends not to notice bugs in disguise because he's secretly into cross. Is Elmer Fudd into cross dressing? I mean, I was not a cartoonist for them. It's entirely possible. I mean, I'm sure if I had a little bit more information, or are you saying that Bugs is into cross dressing? I don't think Bugs is into cross dressing. I think Bugs Bunny is probably into messing with people's heads, kind of like this comment is. Great, thanks for that, Carla. Zach of all trades, master of none. What would happen if you put the wrong weight oil in a car? That is, take your jacket off. Wow, Carla, is that because you want to see my SKP shirt? It's cold out in my garage. I actually do have a heater. My brother got me a really cool heater out here. But the problem with the heater is it's got a fan on it. It makes a bunch of noise. So I can't run it and do live streams at the same time. I put the jacket on so that I wouldn't be freezing. But yes, we gotta see the branding. So what would happen if you put the wrong weight of oil in a car? It depends on what weight of oil you put in the car. If you were to go from modern cars now take like a 0-20 weight oil, which is a really, really lightweight oil. If you went from like a 0-20 to a 5-20, it really wouldn't hurt much of anything. In fact, as the mileage of the car goes up, it's recommended that you put a higher weight of oil in the car. So like if you have a car, it's got like on a modern car, like 250,000 miles, 200,000 miles on it, and you're still driving, you should probably be running 2050 by that point. But in older cars, they have much less tight tolerances. So you start with like a 1030, you go to 1040, you go to 2050 by the time you're about 100,000 miles. These newer cars, they have much tighter tolerances in the engine. So they start at like a 0-20 weight, eventually move up to like 520 and a 1030 and a 1040. But it takes a long time to get to the point where you're burning enough oil in the engine to increase the weight to a 2050 on a newer engine. So if you were to put STP, which is considered like a 90 weight oil, something really, really heavy, thick, you could actually cause some very serious damage to the engine. You could cause the head gasket to blow. You could cause the cylinder to blow up. You could cause the entire thing to overheat very quickly. The oil in your car has to be thin enough to pass through small pathways inside of the car that allow the oil to go from the pan that's sitting in the bottom all the way up to the top of the engine and then rain back down over most of the parts inside the engine and get down into that tray at the bottom of it. So when you have that where the pathways are blocked by putting an oil in it that's so thick that doesn't allow it to run, it ends up causing the upper parts of the engine to get very hot very quickly. What does STP stand for? I'm sure you know. I do not know that one. STP. That is stunt double pilots. Other than that, I'm not sure what the actual STP stands for. I know you're gonna give me crap about that, but yeah, I don't remember what STP stands for at the moment. I need a drink. All right. So we are at 7 people viewing at the moment. This is actually kind of a good number. It's probably the highest number I've seen on here so far, which I mean, it's in most people who sit here and live stream, seven people on your stream is not an amazing number, but we're a small channel. I don't have a problem with that. Steve Perry grew a beard. All right. Yeah. Steve Perry grew a beard. I am not Steve Perry. So we have 7 people on right now. We may as well try to do the giveaway. So as I mentioned, not STP, Super Clean is the brand that is doing the giveaway for this. Scientifically treated petroleum. Is that what STP stands for? That's interesting. I didn't know that. So Super Clean is the brand that is doing the giveaway. I do not believe you are getting the all-wheel cleaner. I believe you are getting the spray version of regular Super Clean and an aerosol version of Super Clean. And then if you were offered $100 million to look, act, and speak like Austin Powers for the rest of your life, would you do it? I love these silly questions. They're fun. I don't think I could. I'm not English. It'd be really hard to. And I don't really look like Austin Powers. I do when, my beard is shorter and my hair is the right way. I do get the dude. And obviously, he doesn't wear glasses. So, I mean, I'd have to not be wearing my glasses. So the way the giveaway is going to work, as I mentioned before, is you have to be inside of the continental United States. You have to be subscribed to our channel, which is SKPcars. So if you are not and you stumbled onto our live stream, make sure to subscribe to the SKPcars channel, at least before you send the email to us saying that you are the person who won it. Mike Myers isn't English either. No, he's Canadian, and I'm not Canadian either. So I just clicked the sub. Oh, nice, Carla. Okay, so what's going to happen is I have to use my phone to do this. But what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you guys in the comments to put in a magic word. And in this case, I'm going to make it something that benefits the channel. So put in these letters. SKPcars. So this is the magic word for the stream today. So in the comments, put SKPcars. Then I'm going to enter it into the live stream, and I'm going to do this through what's called Pick a Winner, which it's already fighting me. I had this all pre-set up so that it would allow me to do it for this live stream, and it's not doing it already. So I'm going to have to mess with this while I'm talking to you guys too, and that means I can't read the comments, but I need to copy this link. Hopefully this works. If not, then this is going to get very difficult. Oh, you got to be kidding me. It's telling me it can't. That's not what I was hoping for. Because by doing this without a randomizer, I don't really know how to show who's the winner without it seeming biased. So I'm I know. Now I'm not talking. I need to get this thing to work. I'm going to try this. Nope. This is why I'd like these things to be worked out ahead of time. I actually have this site all set up. It's called Pick a Winner, but it's not picking a winner. So it doesn't like my live stream address. I don't know why. Grand Ab's winner because he blew my mind with the Elmer Fudd question. Pick a number. Agreed. Well, my wife says one person wins, but I don't know if that's how that's going to work. Oh, that's so sad. I actually tested this on the other live and just randomly put something in here, but maybe because it's not active, I'm not sure. That's disappointing. Let's try another website, which I have no idea if it works or not. I'm literally just trying something. Random comment picker. No, this is a you pay for it service. All right, we're gonna have to do something like that because the YouTube picker thing is not. So I'm gonna have to be a little bit more prepared if we're gonna do giveaways in the future. So how do we do the winner picking? Because I can't sit here on my phone the whole time trying to figure out a new way to do it. You pick a number. I pick a number. Okay. I need a pen. This works. I see where you're going with this, Zach. Give me a second to get a pen and a paper. I see where you're going with this. So I got a piece of paper and I'm gonna write a number. Okay, so the number, we only have 6 people on now. Apparently some people are losing interest. So I'm gonna pick a number. And now we'll say number 1 through what, 100, and whoever gets the closest to the number 1 through 100 Wheel of Names it. Yeah, the problem is there's too many names to try and figure out which ones are which and how to do it the right way. The number thing works, I think. So I really like the idea of doing the pick a winner website that was gonna show everything, but it doesn't seem to want to work with. So obviously, my wife is the only person that's not eligible. Currently, there's only 5 people in the room, which means there are 4: Zach, Carla, Grandad, and somebody else. So of those, post some numbers in the comments, and whoever is the closest, I would say without going over, would be it, or whoever hits the number on the head. So Zach and Carly, you guys both have the same number. So Zach or Carla, when you guys are in the same room. So when you guys pick a different number, there you go. All right. So that's all of you guys, it looks like, unless there's somebody else just came in the room, they want to try for to win. There's not a whole lot at stake, just a freebie giveaway from Super Clean, one of our channel sponsors. All right, so Zach, you're going to stay at 69 because 103 is over 1 through 100. Carla is good at 11 because she changed hers. Load cartoons is 54. Grandab is 72. So the number that I have on the paper is 47, which means the closest without going over would be load cartoons. So load cartoons, you need to send an email to SANITYKILLER 289 at gmail.com. That is our channel email. It is sanitykiller 289 at gmail.com. I highly doubt your life is complete, but you did end up winning some free stuff. So I will take the information from your sanitykiller. Yes, sanitykiller289 at gmail.com. And then that is the email address for the channel. I will respond to it and send. Carla, you're hilarious. I will send it to the vendor. The vendor will then send you out some super clean products. I know they're sending a hat. The hat was pretty cool, but Bill wanted the one that I had, so he ended up getting it. And then I kept all the chemical cleaners. I actually really like this one. I use this one a lot, the wheel cleaner. The only disadvantage, and it's always been a disadvantage to the super clean wheel cleaner, is if you get it on the rotor, it actually causes like a little, like not rust, but like that green rust. But if you put it on the rims, it works great. Cleans all the old brake dust and junk off of it. Really good cleaner. So we did the giveaway. Apparently Carla's upset. I don't understand why. Is it because you didn't win? 69 would have been too high, and 11 would have been too low. Can you drink super clean? I don't think you can drink super clean. I'm almost certain it says on it that it would be very dangerous if you did that. I have so many rims that need clean. Well, I can talk to them, or you could talk to them once I get your information and send it to them, and see if they want to send you a bottle of the wheel cleaner. Corrosion. Yeah, corrosion. Yeah, it would be corrosion, but it's caused by chemical imbalances from a caustic. This stuff has some sort of caustic stuff inside of it that doesn't agree with the steel in a rim. I never win anything. I've lost every time. Work, life, marriage. I don't think I would say that you've lost so much there, Carla. You have as I mentioned earlier, you have wonderful children. From what I understand, you have a pretty good career. Marriage, technically you're not married, but I mean, I might consider that a little bit of a loss. It's Zach. Don't worry, Carla. You can come here and drink your sorrows away. See, I've been telling Zach for forever that you guys got to come up together so that Carla can come hang out with Karen, because I think Karen and Carla get along really well. Copper corroded screen. It may actually be some sort of. I don't know enough about what's inside of this stuff. I just know it works really good on brake dust. He won't let me leave the house. I'm pretty sure you're an adult. He told me you're introverted, and I get it if you're introverted, because I'm, besides this YouTube channel, I'm kind of introverted. I don't really have too many friends that come and hang out anymore, because I've gotten to the point where I'd much rather just stay at home and work on my projects. And my wife has a tendency to be a little introverted, because we do stuff in the community, but when it comes down to it, like, we'd much rather just be sitting at home. Hide in the back seat under a blanket. It works in the movies. What's INNY? she has any. You never listen. I don't know what INNY is. That's a new one. I haven't heard that term. If it's a medical thing, I have no idea. I thought you just told me she was introverted. So, and she has an any belly button. What does that have to do with being introverted? I don't understand. Is it she can't come outside of the house because of the fact that she has an any belly button? And most people have any belly buttons. All right. Anybody else got any more questions? I've got about 10 minutes before I'm going to skip out of here unless we all of a sudden pick up one of the things I hadn't talked about, which I probably should. We are getting very close to 3,000 subscribers. We're going to hit that soon. We average about 3 to 5 subscribers a day. We've got about 20. The last time I looked, it was 27. I don't know if we've picked up any more since we've been doing this live stream. But our live streams, they're super, super popular. We get all these hundreds and hundreds of people on here wanting to listen to me ramble on for an hour. So because of that, we're looking at hitting in about 10 days ish. So sometime early December, we're going to end up hitting 3,000 subscribers, which is pretty fantastic if you ask me. I was actually shocked that this channel got to the point where it was monetized, even though it took us almost 4 years, I think it was. So that's coming up very soon. We just hit 1 million views, which is amazing as well, because I didn't think at any point 1 million people would want to watch our videos for any reason. I know in this modern age of shorts and people's short attention span that most of these views are coming from things like shorts, but we also have a lot of long format videos that do really well. Our best viewed video has over 130,000 views on it. And all it is explaining how to recalibrate your tire sensors on a Silverado, because you can do it without connecting a tool to it. Carla and Karen are being friendly with each other. But apparently, Zach is kicking Carla into the basement that they don't have because they're not in Indiana where there's basements. If you had to share a bed with John Candy or Steve Martin for a week for a large sum of money, who do you pick? Nice. I'm assuming this is like you're traveling, like planes, trains, and automobiles. You're traveling cross country, and you have no choice but to share a bed. I would probably say Steve Martin, because he's not 400 pounds and would roll over and crush me if he decided to roll my direction while we're sleeping. I kind of think Steve Martin might be gay though, so I'd probably be a little bit more John Candy, but John Candy is as Zach mentioned, dead. So I mean, in nowadays terms, it'd for sure be Steve Martin, because John Candy would be a corpse. Give me your address so I can mail you a punch. Oh, who are you talking to, Zach? You have my address. You've been here. Your cars are on my property. Plane, trains, and automobiles. He's alive for a week. Yeah, I'm just spooning with him. Oh, it's funny. I have a question. Is it possible to build a device to check for a bad ignition coil without having to take it off? If so, can you make a video building one? You can test most things with a test light. You don't even have to really build anything, but you want to check to see how it's firing. I will straight out say I am not the greatest electrician, especially automotive electrician. Uh, that's part of the reason why we're having a massive electrical problem with the Jeep Commander that we have. So it's probably not something I would make. Um, but a test light in most cases will test most things. You just have to put it into the circuit. So test lights usually have two probes. You'd set up the coil wire probe on one end and then put the other side into the coil and then let it go between the two and look for the light in between. I mean, I think that would probably be the easiest way. John Candy carries his dead wife around in a box. I don't understand that one, Zach. And makes Steve Martin hair kick. Wow, this has gotten really strange. I'm not spooning with John Candy or Steve Martin. And I don't understand why John Candy would carry his dead wife around in a box and make Steve Martin carry him around. Oh, we're talking planes, trains, and automobiles, right? Isn't that part of the plot that like his wife is in a suitcase or something like that? Yeah, see, yeah. I haven't seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in a long time, but it was a good movie back in the day. I absolutely hate that Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis made that movie. That's a weird parallel to that movie. It feels so much like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and that movie is a classic. And John Candy isn't around anymore, so I would much rather that movie stay its own and not have that abomination that they made similar to it. Every single car in that movie is rusted out. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, oh yeah. I think we did a quiz question. Actually, it might still be coming up. I think it might still be coming up. Yeah, the Midwest salts everything. Get the Blues Brothers 2 treatment. Oh, Blues Brothers 2. Oh, wow. That movie's so awful, though. The Blues Brothers 2 is awful. It's called a buddy road movie. Well, road trip movie. Buddy road movie sounds like something else is going on. But yeah, the Blues Brothers 2 was awful. I mean, awful. Oh, I'd rather not get that treatment. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I downloaded the wrong Blues Brothers movie. Leave it to one movie. Yeah, leave it to yeah. Sometimes it's really cool when they make a movie and they can revisit a classic and they can take a thing that was like part of your childhood or something that you love and they can touch upon it and make something that's still funny in its own way. The example I use for this is Super Troopers. Super Troopers, the first one, is classic. It's hilarious. Zach is probably going to beat me up for this one, but it's hilarious. And then, 20 years later, 25 years later, they ended up doing Super Troopers 2. It's also funny. It's its own kind of funny, which is what makes it work. When they did the Blues Brothers 2, they just jumped on the fame of the original movie years and years later, and it just was not good. Yeah, you definitely downloaded the wrong movie, Zach. There was no music at all in the one they downloaded. Yeah, I'm sure there was music, but it was probably had a certain beat and tone to it that's only associated with 18 and over movie. All right. We have any more questions? We're getting close to an hour. I'm glad that all of you came to hang out with us again. Zach, always glad to have you hang out. You're definitely the one faithful friend that wants to come and hang out. Bill, who's normally works on these cars with me, I don't even think he's showed up in here the whole time. And I actually texted him ahead of time and said, hey, we're doing a live stream event, so you may want to come check it out. Where are you going to poo? What? When are you going to? Oh, I am not pooing on any cars. What we did is we made a simulate out of chicken stuff and goat stuff, and then we added glitter to it, and we call it unicorn poo. And the reason why is because I'm not even 100% sure I can show animal mess because they may end up taking it like it's not animal mess. I don't know, but we're definitely calling it unicorn poo, and it is a form of number 2. There's absolutely no human number 1 or number 2 used on the car at all for the videos coming up. The next video for that, it's not this Wednesday, it's the Wednesday after. That'll be the first one that shows me put the diesel exhaust fluid. This is actually from my brother. My brother has a diesel, a modern diesel that uses that DEF, so I borrowed some of it from him and then just dumped it all over one side of the hood. And the other side, I took the simulate of doo-doo, and in the video I put it onto the car, and it didn't really like plop very well, so I actually took a stick and kind of knocked it around so it spread around in the hood. And then 24 hours later, which was yesterday, I cleaned half of it off and then showed the effects of it, and there really isn't much of anything if you're worried about a spoiler. But then those 2 videos will come out, 1 week apart, and then the third one will come out in through the 3rd week, but that one is going to be a week later. So then we'll clean all of the business, the fake number 1, the fake number 2 off of the car, and we'll see what it did to the hood. The one thing that I'm the most amazed about is this stuff, this diesel exhaust fluid stuff is far more caustic than I expected it to be. It's not actually destroying the paint or messing anything up, but it's got this weird where it's like the chemicals inside of it like balled up and stacked up on top of each other. I show that in the video too. But all right, any more questions? Because shortly after this, I'm heading off of here, and I have to check my email. Actually, I could probably check my email now and see if I got one. Well, I do not have one from the winner. All right, so I still need an email from the winner. All right. Well, definitely make sure to email me because I have to send your information to Super Clean, and I'll email back and forth with you to let you know what's going on. Address inside the U.S. As long as it's that you're subscribed to the channel, then they'll send it to you. All right, so is there any way? Is there any way, or is there any way? They're missing a bit of a punctuation, which in this case would be a space. You're missing a space if you mean anyway. So I'm not really sure where you're going with this, Zach. We're to get an SKP hat. Not yet. All right, so I'll go into a little bit of detail about this because this is actually kind of interesting to me because I'm the content creator guy. Most vendors won't talk to you about setting up anything until you have 20,000 subscribers. So I would love to get. I'm going to use this name just because it's popular. I don't want them. Shopify, like you want to get like Shopify to work with you and set up your shelf for your channel. You have to have over 20,000 subscribers before they'll even talk to you. The company that I'm interested in talking to, they require 500,000 subscribers. And they're all American made stuff, and they'll work with you on the designs, and you get cut in for your piece, and then you get all sorts of cool stuff from them. I like a bunch of YouTube channels like PewView. He actually uses that company, and they're really cool. And I don't remember their name at the moment. But this shirt that I'm wearing right here is actually a poorly done one of those major vendor companies. I don't remember at the moment, but because the cost on this shirt, even for me, was so expensive, if I tried to make these and sell them, the cost would be too much. And it's not silk screen, which would actually be the quality one. These are like laser jet printed, so it squirts all the ink onto the shirt, and then if you look at the details on it, they're thin in areas, and then it's thick in areas, and then it's oversprayed really bad, which is why I don't like it. I'd much rather it be silk screen. I used to own a clothing company once upon a time, and silk screening was an important part of my clothing company. I've actually owned 2 clothing companies, but I don't like this shirt. This shirt is just as a prop for doing these live streams and for doing my videos. I would love to be able to get you a hat, a shirt, everything. As soon as we have the ability to, I will make sure that you guys, Zach, Carla, have some. I don't. Yeah, Karen doesn't have a shirt. I actually gave one of these shirts to my brother for his birthday. He was the only one. I got 2 of them, and my brother got one of them. Never mind. Now I don't want one, Mr. Grumpy Boy. Oh, Mr. Grammar Boy. I read Grumpy Boy first. I have a couple if tattoos. Sandy Killer Projects Tramp Stamp, which is now worthless. You don't have any tattoos with my logos and stuff on there. And it's not worthless. We're still Sandy Killer Projects. We're just not Sandy Killer Projects in the context of how the name is, because YouTube doesn't like it. There is a website called Makeship that makes custom plushies. When can I get a plushie of you? A plush of me? I don't think anybody would want that. Need something to cuddle. I would suggest a woman. Or if you are a woman, I don't even know. Are you a woman? I have no idea who you are. I'm assuming it's either Logan or Adam, but I have no idea who's doing the grand dab. So if you're not one of Zach's kids, then I don't think there'll be plushies anytime soon. I'd like to acquire a plushie. Okay. Just send off an email. All right, great. I'll make your shirt. He's all woman. If he's all woman, that's Adam. I got your email. It is in my my inbox, and I think that means that you're one of Zach's other children. Everybody on here right now is your family, Zach. That's amazing. It's your family and my wife. So I've been sitting here talking for an hour to Zach, Adam, Logan, Carla, and my wife. That's funny. Hey, thank you, Kennedy family, for coming to visit. And you won some Super Clean. Zach, if you need any, one of your kids has it. All right. Is there any more questions from the Kennedy family or from my wife? After that, I'm heading out. I've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. I've got 10 minutes over because I actually had people talking to me, so that made it much more interesting. So if you're not watching the stream live, you're watching it as a recording. These are all in effort to get ready for smashing up a Chevy Spark in our backyard. So that will be approximately, at this point, it will be after Christmas, before New Year's. I have a break in time, hopefully on one of the weekends, whatever weekend falls in there. Apparently my dinner is ready. Yeah, it actually is. It actually is pizza. I don't know if she mentioned pizza earlier, but she ordered pizzas earlier. End of December, after Christmas, before New Year's, we are going to be destroying the Chevy Spark live. So what's going to happen is it's going to be like a donation based thing, and I'm going to sit on live, and I'm not going to sit here and chat the whole time and try and fill time for like an 8-hour period while I'm waiting for people to do this. So what's going to happen is the car, I'm going to take this little model here, is going to be sitting out in front of us while we're streaming, and I may talk and I may not, and then people will throw like a donation at us, and we'll take something, and I'm not going to mess this up, and take something and we'll just smack it into the car, and yay, we start destroying it. So the more donations that come in, the more we'll destroy the car. But I needed to test out some things before we did any of that. Like the internet signal was one of them, and I've now resolved issues with that. How did you know it was pizza? I think Karen and Carla may be like connected by brains, and they've sent messages, telepathically, or as one of my friends used to say, psychopathically. Okay, so if there's nothing else, then I'm gonna head inside and eat. So, any other questions? I don't see any yet. All right, so again, everybody, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. How's the CNC machine going? It is sitting in the container and it is not doing anything. And at the moment, there's no plan to set it up. It's probably going to end up. There's a long-term plan to potentially move away from this property, and if we do, then there's no reason to move electrical to set up for that CNC machine. Get some. All right. Thank you all very much again for coming. I am going to sign off now. Hopefully, we'll see all of you in the next one when we destroy the Chevy Spark. So, till next time, see you.